Hello everyone, Alchemiker here. Welcome back to Star Wars The Republic. Where we left off, we were told to meet with Lana, so let's meet.
I was about to send out a search party.
Sorry, I had to confirm some things before coming to see you. As I suspected, the Order of Revan as it once existed is no more. A bit of a shame, really. The Revanites' pragmatism may have been anathema to the Sith, but there was something appealing about it.
You should know that I was made a Revanite.
After crossing Darth Arcus, I doubt your membership stands. Not that the Revanites of now resemble the group as you understood it. The Order of Revan, as it stands now, doesn't wish to change the Empire from within. It aims to destroy us completely, and the Republic along with us. I've not yet learned why or how, but Theron Shan might. He appears to be rather good at his job.
With ears in both camps, we'll be better off against whatever threat the Revanites pose.
I'm glad you feel that way. I admit I was concerned you wouldn't take to the idea. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
The Wookiee smuggler and his droid. How do they fit in?
It's not entirely clear to me, but Jakara will prove useful to us. That much I sense unmistakably. I should get to my investigation. Whatever Arcus' Revanites and their infinite army has in store for the galaxy, it can't be good. May the Force ever serve you.
Okay, so... Gotta speak with Lana again. This is quite a bunch of interesting information to really take in. I mean, the Revanites, and you guys didn't see the video back on Droman Kos. That's how far back this was. I did that side mission, and it wasn't bad. I think I betrayed them, and they've been doing my bidding for a while now. I don't completely remember. It's been a really long time. But to see them come up again like this, it's quite interesting. Ah, okay, Lana, what's the next plan?
Glad to see you again, as always, but I'm afraid any further niceties will have to wait. I know I've mentioned before a strange disturbance within the Force, a sort of writhing mass tied to Darth Arcus. I thought I'd use my connection to Arcus to seek out others tied to the disturbance, Revanites working against us from within. I found a few.
Did you learn anything?
Theron Shan helped me decipher coded messages between the Revanites. Due to interference on Manan, they've accelerated their schedule.
Now that they know they're up against us, who could blame them?
Darth Arcus is intelligent, manipulative, and immensely powerful. We mustn't get overconfident. There's another way to stop Arcus. Theron's traced his activities to Rakata Prime. He and Colonel Darroch are building their infinite army. And there's more. The implants they're using, they're made from pieces of the Starforge.
The Starforge? There was a machine on Nar Shaddaa that was built from it.
I'd heard rumors. It required virtually nothing to create almost anything. That was the Starforge's power as well. The Starforge was a force-imbued, self-sustaining shipyard, Rakatan. It was destroyed centuries ago, but the Revanites have recovered some of the wreckage. Its technology makes the soldiers nearly immortal, seizes their minds as well, placing them under the Revanites' full control.
We need to learn how they accomplished this. It could prove useful to us.
Indeed, it could. Theron and Jakara are waiting for us planetside. The sooner we depart for Rakata Prime, the better.
Okay, so that's definitely something. So yeah, and it does seem kind of weird. Oh, why do you want to gather this amazing weapon? Well, the reason is because it's best to have it. So if your enemy has it, they can't turn it on you. Because I want it. Well, then again, let's face it. If you grab it, you're probably going to use it against them. In games, when you have faction stuff, you can never go with peace. That's the biggest thing I've ever noticed in a lot of these games.
Jakaro, D4.
Jakaro! Display at least a modicum of respect.
Hey, we're set to move on the Temple of the Ancients when you are.
That's the traitor's base of operations?
Yeah, the Rakata designed the Star Forge in that temple thousands of years ago. Now it's Arcus and Derek's grunt factory.
Theron and I will be monitoring your progress from Jakaro's ship. We'll assist you as we can, keep you apprised of matters.
Yo, what? Jakaro, I agreed to no such thing. Wait, was this the talk with Agent Shan you powered me down for?
Should warn you, it's a rough road to the temple. The area's lousy with tribal Rakatans more than happy to fight. Found that out the hard way.
Wonderful! We're all going to die! Wonderful!
Remain focused and all will be well. I'm sure of it. We'll be in touch soon.
Okay, so that sounds pretty fun. But yeah, this is the biggest thing I've ever found in games that have opposing factions. Whether it is Star Wars The Old Republic, I'm gonna say, obviously, World of Warcraft, maybe Elder Scrolls Online. I've never played it, but it does have a faction system. And maybe Guild Wars 2. I don't know if they have a faction system, but I'm going to involve it just in case. It's how when you have any number, 2 or more opposing factions, they're always going to have nothing but conflict. That's the entire game's premise. If you strive for peace, if you create a DLC or an expansion in which the both groups end in peace, well, you just lost your game. That's it. That's the end of the road. These MMOs are designed to almost last indefinitely. And that's a lot of like noise I've been hearing lately from a lot of people regarding certain DLC. Oh, after defeating this big enemy, why are we going back to war with each other? After so many expansions where we've worked together, put aside our differences, and fought together as one, why? Well, the easiest answer is that's just how the game is designed. Lore-wise, there's a lot of different concepts. Like, let's take this Star Forge, for example. Me, as a representative of the Sith Empire, I could take this Star Forge for myself. Take it for the good of the Empire. I am controlling, essentially, a mega weapon, a doomsday weapon, that only I have access to. If you have an opposing force in which you have spent years fighting, if not centuries, it's ingrained in every citizen to oppose them due to propaganda and knowledge and what you've learned through your life, why would any sentient, intelligent being think this is an actually good idea or even an acceptable idea? Even if the Sith were to use the argument we found it first, we have all rights access, which is fine. If you discover a resource, it is yours by right. That doesn't mean it's a good idea. But at the same time, if the Sith say discovered a new resource or something to give them an edge in the war, or just an edge in general, the Republic could always open up negotiation channels, but the only reason against that is the fear or knowledge that the Sith will just never agree to it. And if they do, they could just be lying. The problem is when you have two or more groups, and each believes that they should be the be-all, end-all, you're never going to have any form of peace. That's just how it is. Sith and Republic, it's absolutely impossible for them to get along. No matter how... Sith is based on control.
Okay, that route is not working out like we planned. You'll have to head along the beach and straight through Rakata Central. Sorry.
I got this, Theron. Shut up, I'm talking. So, the Sith Empire is about the domination of other life and the supremacy of the Sith. That much is obvious. They practically shout it at you when they run into battle. And the problem is, when you have so many powerful individuals on top, it creates bad situations. If you've seen my playthrough, you've seen I've met a lot of disturbing Sith. I've done a lot of disturbing things. And any Sith that shows any form of rational goodness, or light side actions, is immediately seen as wrong, or a traitor, or should be executed, or an insult, shit like that. But the Republic is not free of guilt either. When you play, the Republic does almost, if not the same level of sneaky things that the Sith do. Just the Republic tries to paint this facade that it is the better person. That is their thing. That is one of the best ways their propaganda has been able to be so successful. The Sith Empire, the Imperials, they practically do their evil right in broad daylight, and to them, this is culturally acceptable. The Republic, it's not culturally acceptable, so when the Republic sees this, they go, oh, well, we may have done this ABC, but it's not like we're, the Sith who do XYZ. When all in all, it's just the same thing. It just levels up what we are willing to accept. So, the Sith come out, and the Imperials come out and say, hey, we just created an entire platoon of super soldiers, taking prisoners of war, brainwashing them, and pumping them with enough steroids and adrenals, and now they're super soldiers. The Republic goes, oh my god, that's disgusting. But then the Republic will come out.
The arena needs a challenger. If you're going to get past them, you'll have to give them a show they'll never forget.
Okay, more death. But the Republic could turn around, do the exact same thing, but do it in such secrecy that they would think, oh, these soldiers were volunteers and not prisoners of war. Or they could be like, oh, these were Imperial defectors who wanted to serve the Republic in any way they can to make up for what they did. And to them, it's more justifiable because they're the ones doing it. It's the classic, when they do it, it's wrong. When I do it, it's okay. But back to the concept of a super weapon. I get a super weapon for the Imperials. The Republic wants this super weapon because they believe we're going to use it against them. Well, that's the problem. They probably would, even if both sides strive for peace. Let's humor this. Let's humor the idea that both the Imperials and the Republic tried to vie for peace. Oh, cool. Fucking Rancor. But let's say both of them strive for peace. Well, it can't be done. Because if one of them discovers a doomsday weapon, well, that's the problem. Both sides are going to believe fully and completely that the other side is going to use this weapon to destroy them. And so the only way to stop them is to, in fact, get the weapon yourself as a bargaining chip or just for the sake of peace. If one side has a doomsday weapon, then they control how the war goes. But at the same time, so Imperial gets weapon A. Republic wants weapon A. Republic fights Imperials for weapon A. Even if the Imperials did not use weapon A and have not threatened to use weapon A. The Republic will still believe completely that the Imperials should not be trusted and will use weapon A. And the same thing can be done in reverse. That's how these games are. And that's how all psychology is. If you look at the history of World War II, for example, when the concept of nuclear armaments came, just having a nuclear weapon was enough to convince many countries to stop. And it became a big thing. The nuclear arms race was just a spectacular smorgasbord of fuckery. Russia and the Americas had their Cold War regarding their essentially little more than a dick-waving fight of, oh, hey, I can destroy the world this many times, I can destroy the world this many +1, well, +2, and so on and so forth. But no buttons actually being pushed. Rancor's dead. But you guys get what I mean, please, you know, comment down below.
Stop slacking.
There we go. What, no Rakatans? Are you not entertained?
Sensors are showing a lot of movement in the temple. The Revanites are mustering their defenses. Derek and Argus are in there somewhere. Just keep moving.
Now, this is actually not a bad temple. God, why couldn't this be a stronghold? I'd totally build a house in this temple. This is one thing also I have noticed, and me myself personally, I love it a lot, is whenever you're faced with something like, oh, why is this or why is that, it always goes back to this one definitive source. In Star Wars, just about everything could be traced back to the Rakatans. Starships, practically, starships, hypergates, a number of races were genetically created by the Rakatans to cure their force illnesses.
Theron's been monitoring Revanite chatter. Somewhere near you, they've discovered a hidden store of Rakata weapons. See that they don't get the chance to use them.
Oh yeah, lightsabers. Rakatans created the first lightsabers. I like those concepts. I really do. It's very simplistic. And lore-wise, it's kind of fun to imagine that there's this great and powerful race, or was a great and powerful race, that's responsible for everything. Every bad thing, almost all the good things, like everything that kind of played out in the game. The only downside about it is it gets super repetitive. I brought up World of Warcraft before, and so I'll bring it up again. World of Warcraft, every expansion to an extent was because of the Burning Legion and or the Void. That's it. It was the big thing. Even the Burning Legion came about because of the Void, because of a hatred and fear of the Void. And so after a while, it gets super repetitive. The first expansion had to deal with Burning Legion. Second expansion had to deal with undead created by Burning Legion. Third expansion created by an instability of the elements perpetrated by agents of the Void. Fourth expansion was the people actually fighting each other for once again, but then creatures of the Void created by the Void show up. Then fifth expansion, back to fighting each other, but then Legion, and then the most recent expansion, literally called Legion. So people are hoping the next expansion coming out is going to be better because it's going to have people fighting each other again. It's going to kind of dig back in its roots. Yeah, like I said, this temple is... Wow, I gotta go all the way up there. This temple is spectacular.
Infinite army conscripts. They're further along with production than we suspected.
Wow, these things are kind of tough. Well, not really. My turn. Wow, these things fall a little easier when you hit them a couple times. And dead.
Once you reach the main conscription site, open a line on the control console. Theron can slice it remotely that way.
That's it, we're in. Theron?
Okay, according to the structural plans, the only way to get at the head Revanites is through that conscription center. The cyborgs are dormant for now, but they're set to go on high alert once they detect you. console overload will fry them from the inside. Nope. Can't work the power safeties from here. You'll have to do the honors.
A sound plan. Theron, why can't I get this sensor to work?
Because Jacaro isn't a big fan of upkeep. Probably a dead relay. I'll check it out.
Now that he's gone, might I recommend not doing as Theron suggests? An overload would destroy the data as well. The Empire might want its own infinite army someday. You would have to fight those cyborgs, but...
There goes any concern of you getting too cozy with the Republic spy.
Make no mistake, I serve the Empire.
As do I. We'll do this your way.
Hey, what happened? Why is the console still running?
We couldn't make it work. The room will have to be traversed the hard way.
Are you sure? What did you try?
Everything.
If you say so. Hey, those sensor relays were fine, by the way. Not sure what the problem is.
Was. The sensor appears to be working again.
Okay. I got this. Go, 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 go. Wait, that was it? I was worried over that. Wow.
We're seeing movement on the temple roof. Might be Derek and Arcus trying to make an escape. Looks like they've got a shuttle. We can shoot it down if we have to, but I'd rather take them in for questioning if you can. Hurry.
I'm moving, I'm moving. Once again, another thing I really do like about this game is that every enemy you fight, to an extent, you can wear their armor. It's not in the sense of you're stealing your, oh my god, a Rakatan teleporter. I haven't seen that since Belsavis. But yeah, how you can wear the same armor as they do and almost cosplay as them. Because all it takes is a couple changes in cosmetics, the right headgear, and the right armor set, and boom, you're pretty much copying these guys. Okay, here it comes. The big battle. Let's do this.
Wait! Wait! Jacaro still wishes to confront the men who betrayed him and left us for dead. As would I, actually.
Come on then. What's the matter, Arcus? Shuttle not ready yet?
We Revanites went through a great deal of trouble to reach this point in our campaign. For you to hamper our progress, it's regrettable. You, Lana, you were never anything more than pawns to us. Important pawns, but pawns all the same.
Even among the most deceitful of the Dark Council, you stand out as a spectacular cretin, Arcus.
Insults? Ugh, it's no surprise that's all you're capable of. This grotesque alien beast does have it partly figured out. Indeed, I won't cooperate, but I'm not fleeing. We will stand our ground and put an end to your perpetual interruption. Colonel?
If you could see what we were doing, what we want for the galaxy. But you can't see. You'll just have to die.
It begins. Now go after the soldier first.
We're finishing this, here and now.
I can't wait.
I have you now.
I want Arcus to know how much it failed.
Yours, Derek.
Sweet vengeance!
I have you now. You'll have them, Arcus. You're dead. I have you now. You're dead.
Too far to submit now.
You'll have them, Arcus.
They're yours, Derek.
You gotta do better than that. You're dead. You'll have them, Arcus.
We've come too far to submit now. We are beyond any of you.
That's one. Now, Arcus, we're gonna have a little talk and involve my lightsaber through your ass. Just right up there. As deep as it goes.
To submit now. We are beyond any of you.
Laugh it up, I'm still killing you.
Beyond any of you.
I have you now.
Impossible.
Dead.
It can't be.
It is, and it has. You are dead. And I got a pet. Wrong button. Aw, it's adorable. Okay. Let's put that pet away. Alright.
Arcus and Darok were never going to be taken alive. They were never going to talk.
I felt Darth Arcus's passing. This is an unfortunate turn.
Yes, you did. What a relief.
Blast it, those two were running a show. They were our best hope of exposing the Revanites.
No, they weren't in charge. The disturbance in the Force, I still feel it. It's arrived.
We got company. Ships, capital-sized, whole bunch of them. Can't tell if they're yours or ours, but one of them's dropping in to visit.
As important as Arcus and Derek were to the cause, their deaths won't stop us. They won't even slow us down.
That voice. I've heard it before.
It's Revan.
I almost had the infinite army I wanted so badly. But even without them, I have enough.
You seem rather alive for someone who's supposed to be a corpse.
Oh, I was dead. For all of a blink. I've been reborn. My mind is clearer, my power intensified, and now, with the order under my command, I'm unstoppable.
You're telling me the Revanites weren't always under your control?
At first, I wanted nothing to do with them. I was no prophet. Then I saw them in a new light. A secret group of devotees waiting to follow my lead without question, to help me save the galaxy. I was a fool to ever disregard them. I finally let the Revanites into my world. A world you have to be erased from.
Turbo lasers are locking on! Get out of there!
Well. Bye.
Jakaro's ship. Take the shuttle.
Well, that was quite interesting. Hey, Lana, we did it. Lana? Oh, what the hell is this? Alright, off to Manon. This is actually becoming quite interesting, though I don't think the rest... I think this is actually when the bit of the preludes is over. We can actually hop straight into the expansion now. Because this was the big build-up to Revan. now what are we gonna do?
You made it.
The way Revan was laying waste to that place, I wasn't sure you'd come out of it in one piece.
What are you talking about? I'm hardly in one piece.
Anyway, my point is, I'm glad you got out of there. Any ally right now is a welcome ally.
We took care of Arcus, Darok, and their infinite army, but where does that leave us?
It's a good question. Now that we know Revan's in the picture, everything changes. For the worse. In fact, it's already started.
Whatever do you mean?
I'll fill you in, D4. Come on, Jakaro. Let's give him a chance to talk. Lana, when you're done, we can start picking out backwaters to go lie low in.
Some good news. I was able to extract a good amount of data from the Infinite Army conscription console. Unfortunately, we can't possibly hand it over to our Imperial colleagues. The Revanites have just proven they're everywhere. Jakaro's had 12 death sentences declared on him. Theron's been disavowed by the SIS. And the Empire's placed a bounty on my head for the murder of Darth Arcus.
Whoever's behind this will answer to me. Everyone will know you're innocent.
I appreciate that, Roth. I do. But you can't fight this. Our names can't be cleared unless we expose the Revanites. And we can't expose the Revanites without knowing who to expose. The way forward is clear. Theron, Jakaro, and I are going underground. We'll find a way to uncover Revan's plan and stop him.
You can't do it alone. You'll need me alongside you.
Right now, you are the closest thing the Empire has to a soul, Roth. Without you, they'll forget themselves, fall apart. Be who you are. But be observant, and tell no one the truth about us or what you know. Above all, do not try to contact me.
Make this plan work, Lana.
I'll do everything in my power. All our fates ultimately rest in your hands. Remember that.
So no pressure. Got it. Okay, so that's going to be it. Then I can actually begin it now from my console. That's it for the prelude. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Share, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll get back to you next week. Thank you, and goodbye.